Hello, it is almost 8 p.m. on August 18th, 2019, and welcome to the weather update. No severe weather today, not even any thunderstorms across Long Island. You're looking at the radar right now, and there's just not a whole lot going on. What a difference from what we originally expected. And maybe this has to do with the front moving slower, or I don't know what exactly happened here, but it's very, very humid outside. Very, very muggy outside. If you walk around out there, you'll be sweating in no time. Even though the temperatures are only in the mid 70s, dew point is 68 at Farmingdale. I don't know. It feels more humid than that here in Mineola. I'm curious if they're in a patch of drier air. Well, LaGuardia 77, but I want to look at JFK. Sometimes JFK is more representative of Nassau than Farmingdale. Yeah, this is what we are dealing with. 74 temperature, but the dew point is 74. So it's more typical of what we're dealing with here in Nassau County. Suffolk is a little better, but JFK is really stifling with the humidity. It's really high, and I'm sure it's even worse in Toms River. Let's go and take a look and see what's going on in Toms River, and the temperature is not available. Oh, lovely. So it went down. That's all right. We'll have to use the airport that's nearest to there. I don't know. They're constantly having problems at that airport. McGuire Airport 74. This is Wrightstown, and the dew point 72. So it's very, very humid out there. We'll look at the underground site and look at some of these observations. Even though temperatures are in the 70s, even in New Jersey, the humidity is just very high, and that's what makes it feel so bad. So let's look at the dew point. And you'll see dew points basically in the 70s everywhere. Low 70s, some areas as high as the mid 70s, but it's quite humid out there, and that makes it feel quite uncomfortable out there, despite the fact that the temperature is not high. So we'll look at the Ventu sky for a bit of a wider view here. You see the cooler air. I mean, the temperature's only in the 70s, but the humidity is very high. If we look at the dew points, you will see the dew points are high across the entire area. Dew points mainly in the 70s, and there's really not any drier air until you head way north into way upstate. That's where you see the dry air. That's where your cold front is. And right now we're stuck in the soup. If we look at the radar on here, you will see not a whole lot of activity here. It's mostly offshore. Not really a whole lot going on in regards to this expected severe weather that never really materialized today. So let's look at the satellite loop, and you'll see way more thunderstorm activity here off the southeast coast. Way more thunderstorm activity. I just want to go back to the Ventu sky for a minute and look at temperatures, because there are parts of the country that were very hot today. If we go and we look further into the southwest here, you will see there's a lot of heat across the country right now. You can see there's just a tremendous amount of heat. And if we go over here in Texas, even Georgia, they were up near 100 earlier today. So I'm going to back this up a little bit here. So you'll see they were up near 100 by around Atlanta, all the way into here. So you can see all the heat that's across the country. By and large, most of the country is quite hot. If we look at the dew points here, probably see a similar pattern with the dew points that we expected here with the east. You can see the humidity in the east here, and of course out west it's dry right here. So if you're in Flagstaff right now, I'm sure the dew points will be really nice and comfortable out right now. In fact, we can look at the weather for Flagstaff before I go and look at the models, just out of curiosity. Because they never get the humidity. They always have beautiful weather. Let's see what the weather forecast is here. So it's 82 and the dew point is 25. Look at that. It is kind of hot though, 88, 86, 12 to the 80s, but they have beautiful sunny weather and low dew points. But of course, this is a bad combination for brush fires and stuff like that, so they will have to be careful about that. Very dry there. But again, no humidity, so at least you don't have to deal with the humidity and sweating profusely like I did today. So let's take a look at the models. We're going to first start looking at the GFS and start looking at the general pattern. Again, you can see that red ridge off the east coast there. And this, you can see this front just kind of gets hung up there, and then we're basically playing with the stall front for a while. It's gonna be very hard to knock it down. Maybe we can finally get it down by next weekend, maybe. But this is in the long range. You can see the stall, that front keeps putting up a fight. It's hard to get that front offshore because that ridge is just constantly there, blocking it. And if we look at the upper air pattern, you can see what the problem is too. So let's look at uh, let's look at this. So this is the problem. So you need a really good trough in the east. So we had one. Now it's going away, and we get this ridge coming in. And you can see there are a couple of troughs that pass by. But mainly, we're stuck with the ridge, and so is the whole country. There's no real deep trough, and without a really deep trough, there's no really major outbreak of cool air. Unfortunately, that's the big problem. So if we go to the temperatures for the whole country, and we'll just look at temperature anomaly here. We'll see as we go into there is some cool air, but you see a lot of reds on the map here, and then there is some cool air, but it goes to the north. It doesn't go that far, again, because of this jet stream. Hopefully, maybe when we get to it there, this is the last, once you get to it that deep in the models, it's hard to really be that accurate. I mean, it's not like we're going to have that much heat. It's just going to be constant with this humidity. If we look at the dew points again, you will see that the humidity it's hard to beat back this humidity with that ridge of humidity and the ridge of misery there that is setting up across the east coast. At least there's some relief that tries to get to the northeast from this humidity. So let's take a closer look at our area and look at the temperatures for the rest of this week, as well as the precipitation chances. So these are, first we'll go look at the dew points first in the GFS. And you see we're still going to have some humidity tomorrow. It'll be a little less. We try to beat it back on Thursday a little bit, but you can see that front is just to the south of us, and then the humidity comes back. Friday, we're back into it. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, maybe we get some relief. Maybe, nope. It might take till next Friday to get some relief from this freaking humidity. So, and look at that, and then it comes right back again. So it's just, the humidity is just really bad, and I do want to actually talk about the humidity. Have a little talk about how bad the humidity has been at JFK this year, because there was an interesting report that came out about that. So let's look at the temperatures as we go into for your Wednesday. Temperatures, low 80s. A little warmer on Thursday. Friday, still the good news is it doesn't get that hot, except if you're in Jersey, you might see 90 by the weekend. And then by Sunday, Jersey could start having some serious heat, but maybe Long Island doesn't get into it. And then that also now goes into Monday too. Tuesday backs off a little bit, but you can see the general pattern, unfortunately, has some heat for us next week. Could be a hot week for us next week, and then maybe cools off again by the weekend. So this is what we're dealing with, unfortunately. We were hoping for a really good pattern change here, but it hasn't happened yet. That freaking ridge is still there, still clogging up the work, still messing with us. So we're going to look at the NAM and take a look at the precipitation chances as we go into tomorrow, because there's still the chance of showers and thunderstorms, perhaps. Even though today didn't materialize, and the NAM it has some stuff developing over New Jersey, but like I said, by and large, I don't think most of us are going to see shower and thunderstorm activity tomorrow. I don't think the NAM does. I don't think the HDRPS does. Let's see if the HDRPS. I'm talking about Long Island now. For New Jersey, you have a bigger chance. But by and large, looks like most of it just stays offshore. It develops that once. I don't know. Some of the models are developing some activity tomorrow. I don't know if we're actually going to see that or not. But there's always the possibility that we could see it. The HDRPS seems to be developing something over western Nassau around that time. But I don't know if that's actually going to materialize or not, because these models really overdid today's severe weather, and it turned out to be nothing really happened. So that's basically what happened today, is that Models kind of blew it, you know. They kind of blew it, except for the HRRR, which seemed to think that maybe we would escape it, and we did escape it. So that's the thing. I want to look at the dew points on the NAM. Sometimes it's a little higher resolution. You could see for your Wednesday, you could see that we're still dealing with the humidity. It drops later in the day a little bit, but then a little more of a push of dry air for Thursday before the humidity tries to come back, because we have a northeast wind, which should bring in some drier air, but then the winds start going around to the southeast. So next we look at the sky cover and see if we can get any clear weather, at least now. On the NAM, it would have the best chances for sun on Thursday. I think Wednesday is going to feature a lot of clouds. Looking at the GFS, plenty of clouds for tomorrow again. On Thursday, maybe we can get rid of some of these clouds, but I do not expect a clear day that day. Friday, same deal, clouds. You got the stall front, and then the humidity comes right back. So we're going to be dealing with more clouds again. This is what we deal with constantly here. And then there's that push of dry air. Hopefully, but this is over a week away. The models can change, but hopefully we can have some nice weather again by Friday, August 23rd. But that's our next chance for really getting some nice weather around here. So I found these charts online about the dew points at JFK, and basically what has happened is in July, it was the humidity at JFK. If you look at this chart here, you will see that the dew points have been higher than they've ever been. The averages were way higher than the normal, and so it's getting more humid. That is not your imagination. This is all happening due to climate change, global warming, and I have another chart here that will be up, and this one here is also shows you how many times the dew point has been above 75, and you will see once again that we have much higher dew points as we head toward the right there, as we head into the late 2010s. So it's not your imagination. It's getting more humid. This is all part of the climate crisis we are in, and the proof is right before you on the screen. So that wraps up this weather update. Take care, and thank you for watching.